What's up, Palm Tree? I just wanted to quickly react to Dr. Umar's recent appearance on the Joe Budden show, where he was asked if he considers Eminem one of the goats of rap, and to which he responded that nobody white can be the greatest of all time at something that is African. Well, Dr. Umar is as entitled to his opinion as I'm entitled to my opinion, as you are entitled to your opinion. But let me break this down as to how I see it. First of all, I think Dr. Umar stands on business when, as a pro black, pro African, media personality, where he can't support anybody white, being of prominence in a black created art form. However, I think he got a little lost in the sauce, and it ultimately messes up his message when he starts to go on a rant about that Eminem hasn't, don't made a scholarship, Eminem hasn't built schools, and DJ Khaled hasn't done any of the same things in this black art form that, created them. But you also got to realize that Eminem in particular has uplifted so many black artists that you can't really hate on him just for being, white and hugely successful. For instance, Eminem's impacted the career of course, 50 Cent, and then look at D12, look at Royce the 5'9". Like, come on now. And he the question wasn't about, do you think that Eminem has made the right humanitarian efforts to give back to the black community or set up things in to empower the people who empowered him. It was about, do you consider him one of the goats at rap? And Dr. Umar didn't respond talking about Eminem's skill, his relevancy, his cadence, or his creativity. It just became this it just became this loud response. It just became this loud retaliation and rejection to the narrative that anybody white can't be the best at something that's created by black people. The truth of the matter is that Eminem brought so many fans of from white culture and from around the world to hip hop. So, his longevity in the game, he gets props for that. Now, for me, you can't grow up in the 90s and the early 2000s without respecting Eminem and without having at least a phase at one point in your life where you studied that man's craft to a T, you know. And do I think that, Marshall is still the GOAT today? That's not somebody I would name off the top of my head when I'm talking about my hip hop favorites. But, over the years, you got to go back and respect so much of Marshall's work that you got to acknowledge him at least up there, in the top 5 or top 10 greatest of all time, you know. And Eminem's not the only white rapper who, at least in my book, gets that amount of praise. But I think Dr. Umar's message gets a little lost when he's going off about, something that simple. And Dr. Umar's, overall rhetoric should be to correct bigger issues that face the black community and bigger issues in the fight against white supremacy. I think it's small potatoes when he wants to get mad at Eminem and cause a ruckus on the Joe Budden podcast, just by being asked about Eminem. So I just want to know in the comments, what did you think of Dr. Umar on the Joe Budden show going off about Eminem? Do you think he's right? Do you think that his overall message got lost? Tell me what you think in the comments. Peace, love, Palm.